What is Bill Belichick telling his football team going into this game?
Greeny, this one fired me up right off the top. Let's go. Are you ready for the chess match? Back page, Boston Herald. You got Bill Belichick on one side, you got Tom Brady on the other, and the chess pieces right in the middle. Here's the theme, though, and I'm going to play right off the chess theme. Bill Belichick's message is that it can't be about just one piece on the chessboard. He's saying to his team, this can't be the Patriots versus Tom. It needs to be the Patriots against Tom's Tampa team. Belichick's own words, our team versus Tampa's team, and at the same time, Greeny, doing so with a level of respect for everything Tom meant to the Patriots over the last or the 20 years that he was with the franchise.
Look, at the end of the day, the Patriots are 1-2, and this is a difficult situation. So let's talk about how the players are dealing with this. There's no way that anyone can try and behave as though this isn't an unusual game, to say the very least. So how are the players, in particular Mac Jones, handling this?
Well, you know what? It's crazy to think about this, Greeny. Mac was 1 year old when Tom Brady was drafted to the Patriots, and he said this week he was at Alabama, when Tom left for Tampa, and that he wasn't even really following it. So in a lot of ways, the truth of the matter is he has so much going on just to be the quarterback of the Patriots, run this offense, that he's sort of trying to focus just on that process and everything that comes with it, instead of dealing with something that he wasn't even really a part of. But you do have some longtime veterans like Matthew Slater, their longest tenured player. He said this is an ignore the noise situation. And Ninko will tell you, every player that walks in the door here, there's a sign that says ignore the noise. And he said there's going to be a lot of noise this week.
There's no question of that, and you'll be making a bunch of it with us. But thank you so much, Mike Reiss. Outstanding. Let me go right to Ninko on that thought, because we heard right before we brought Mike Reiss in, Ninko, we heard Brady telling Jeff Darlington, I can visualize exactly what this is going to be. You know him so well. What is he visualizing?
Tom is visualizing. I can just picture right now. He closes his eyes. He's thinking it's going to be a bloodbath. He's trying to go out there. He's trying to go out there and execute and play at a high level and throw 5 touchdown passes. That's Tom Brady. He's a competitor. And I can think back to any time I played my old when the Saints moved me to long snapper and make me a long snapper. Yeah, I'm a long snapper. No. I was a defensive end. I had a pretty good career too. But I would envision myself sacking Drew Brees and getting the ball off of him and making a game-winning play. That's what you do as a football player. So, yeah, Tom Brady's probably envisioning it all. No tears, though. He's probably ready to go locked in, stone-faced, ready to go. So I think that Tom is doing what most football players do. And Dominique can talk about this. You try to visualize success. You try and visualize exactly what you're going to go out there and do. And I can tell you this. He's going to visualize throwing 5 touchdowns probably.
Why are you shaking your head like that?
I cannot pretend to jump into that maniac Tom Brady's mind. Like the things that he does and the way that he operates is exceptional. And it is the idea that you can walk into the stadium where you played there for 19 years, went to 9 Super Bowls, won 6 of them. They're going to play a tribute video and he's going to be stone-faced like this is just another game. I might cry for him. Like that is just an amazing accomplishment and it's an amazing experience. And for them to recap it all and he's not going to feel anything and only be thinking about creating a bloodbath. Like that man is a lunatic, and that's how you become as great as he has become.
Well, Robert Griffin III, let me bring you in on this as a quarterback. So Bill Belichick, before he became a head coach, was one of the great defensive coordinators in the history of the sport. Brady, obviously, no one knows Brady better than Belichick does. No one knows that defense in New England better than Brady does. He practiced against it every single day for 20 years. How do you see the advantage there with the enormous familiarity between these two? Do you think that's an edge for one or the other?
I don't think it's an edge for one or the other as far as familiarity. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are a better team than the New England Patriots, so I think that's what really matters. But we always know this about Bill Belichick. He's going to try to make whoever he's going against fight left-handed, right? Fight with their offhand. And I can tell you right now, Tom Brady's going to find a way to become left-handed, all right? That's in his nature. He wants this game more than any other game that he's ever been a part of. Dominique mentioned they're going to play a tribute video, right? There's going to be fans crying in the stands, and then they're going to try to really go out there and kick his butt. That's just what the name of the game is. They have to play the game. But I do believe Tom Brady wants this. He's talking to his guys as if it's just another game, but deep down inside, he wants to show the Patriots that it was always him. It was never the Patriot way. And we'll see how that goes.
Well, so we'll touch on it. And you mentioned the fans, because this fascinates me. There are going to be a lot of young people in that stadium under the age of 20, boys and girls named Brady.
Yeah, right.
And that's not a coincidence. And so I ask you, how should the fans handle Brady's return?
Oh, they should cheer. They should be quiet when Tampa's on offense. They should cheer when Tom Brady scores touchdowns. He's won them 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Like anything that comes across, like I'm halfway being facetious about that, but anything that comes off as booing or disrespect should not be allowed. But something that Robert said that got my attention is like they want to force Tampa to play left-handed. What's their left hand? Like I guess maybe you want to try to force them to run, but you double Gronk, you got Godwin, you got Evans, you might have AB. Like that's the problem with the team as talented as they are.
And I think overlooking the return of Gronk to New England also, because it's going to get buried underneath the Brady stuff, it's actually an interesting return as well. What do you think, Nico? You live there, you listen to the sports talk shows and everything else. How are the fans going to handle Brady's return?
Respect. One word, respect. You got to respect the things that Tom's done here. You got to respect the fact that he basically gave you so many great memories and moments. So I don't think the fan base in New England is going to be anything but respectful and not do anything disrespectful. The guy did so much for the area and the community. Like you said, there's kids that are named Brady. It's not because of the Brady bunch. It's because of Tom Brady. So, for me, I just think that they're going to respect him. And it's going to be a heck of a day. It's going to be a heck of a night, a moment. And I'll be there. I'll be cheering them on.
Okay. You'll be cheering for who? Who will you be cheering as you sit there in your seats watching this game?
I'll be cheering. Well, I live in Foxborough, so I'm going to be cheering for my guys that I know close that I've played with, but I don't want eggs on my house, so I better go with the home team, right?
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.